Alrighty, hello everyone, this is busygamerdad back again doing more of our Arcana playthrough. We have Sala in our party now, and we kitted her out with some stuff just to give her some equipment. We're kind of holding on to a few things here and there just in case other party members come that need different equipment. But so she's a little bit, we'll say, lower on the attack and defense than I would like, but I'm not going to invest a lot of money in her simply because she's already left our party once. I don't think she's part of the end game party, and obviously when we get to that point she's going to come back and we can get better gear for her at that point, because we really don't have a heck of a lot going on for us, or not a heck of a lot. We don't have an expectation that we'll be in this town, we'll be able to get more gear. In that vein, we do have some monies that we can throw away, and I say throw away air quotes, that we can purchase some of the honeys that will allow us to boost stats. So we're going to go do that. I think I would really like to try and buy some. It's a toss-up between the Restore Honey or the Strength Honey. I think that those two would be the two that I would buy. So I'm going to buy one of each. The MP Honey, if you notice, is actually 200 more expensive. So I think that's going to be a no-brainer for us to buy one of those as well. So we'll buy one of each of these, and we will go about our business. So we will get those done, we'll upgrade our stats, we'll save the game, and then we'll get back into the Tower of Stavery Tower, whatever you want to call it. So there's one of each of those, and right here, Strength Honey, Cash, yep, perfect, awesome. We'll use those. So yeah, here on the Busy Gamer channel, we try and talk about games that are really good Busy Gamer games, and this game falls into that criteria because it allows you to use these return rings that you see right there to jump back to town if you've got to go to handle some business, being a parent or being a college kid or whatever. You have responsibilities that you've got to handle. You can just use that and allow yourself the chance to play the game for a little while and then come back to it at a later date. Now, in that same vein, there are other games out there that are retro games that are not good Busy Gamer games. This one, as I said, it is fun to play, but the challenge is that it's only available on Super Nintendo. So unless you're an old man like me and you have access to a Super Nintendo, you're not going to find a way to play this game. So, and there were a lot of good Busy Gamer games on the Super Nintendo. Probably one of my favorite systems out there to date. I do encourage you, if you have the opportunity to play any of those games through emulation or whatever, to seek them out and try that. I'm not condoning emulation. I'm just merely recommending it as an option to see what games were what back then. And, you know, back in my day, as it were. So from here, we're just going to keep on going through. Last episode, we also, or should say 2 episodes ago, if you have not been paying attention to the series, we got the last card that we needed, that I know of anyways, the Earth card, Deo. And he is, you know, your quintessential rock golem. That's what he does. He's a big old tank guy. He's got the most HP, he's got the highest defense, but he's an earth elemental, so if he goes up against fire, he will take a little bit of extra damage. I have a question for you, though. How do cows stay up to date with the moose paper? There's your dad joke. We like to keep it light here on the Busy Gamer Dad channel. Sometimes we talk about some heavy things. Sometimes we talk about some lighter things, and that's perfectly okay. We have fun regardless. At least I have fun. I hope you guys enjoy the content. I hope you guys are here just listening to the melodious sounds of my, you know, voice, and you enjoy the background banter for what it is. Just background banter. If you are invested in the series, then great, awesome. Thank you so much for being invested in the series. I've said this before, this game I've never beaten. I had access to this game through my local video rental store, and we never beat it as kids, me and my brothers. We just never sat down and beat it. It does seem pretty straightforward to play and beat, but, you know, when you're a busy kid, you got all the school stuff, you got your friends, you've got girls or boys, depending on what your preference is. You know, it's just one of those things. You just don't have time to sit down and play games all the time. And that's the way it goes. Cast dodge all. Okay. Let's see here, and then Everyone will be good there, and we will have you take out this guy. So Rooks is definitely by far our most powerful character in the game. He has the strongest hits. He's got the most magic points. He's got the ability to cast home to get us out of here if we need him to. So he's definitely the priority to keep alive, to maintain progress if we do run into a situation where we're overextended. In that breath, Sala has the ability to cast Flee, which is an instant run. I'm assuming it works 100% of the time. I don't plan on trying to test it. I plan on being smart about my playthrough and not having to cast that. But hey, if we do end up overextending, that's why we have the return rings. So if we can run, we have the ability to run and then cast the return rings and get back to town and heal everybody up. Now we're going through here. This is... Last episode we literally hit a locked door that we can't open, and so we've got to figure out how to get through it. And we explored this floor and the floor above over on the other side, so we'll get through this section here. We'll take out one of these guys right away, and then we'll cast the dodge all. Good. Okay. Nice. So how's your day going? How's your week been? How have you guys been doing in general? Hopefully you guys have been doing well. We've been talking about, in this series, we've been talking about junk food, candies, and things like that that you might like as a kid or as an adult. Sodas are a sweet treat that I used to overindulge in, and I'm surprised I still have all my teeth. I did have a couple cavities, but you know, I've since changed my eating habits and curved my sweet tooth. And if you don't know this about me, I'm actually a road runner, and I love running on the road. I also can do trail running as well. I have wonderful trails and parks near my house, in my neighborhood, and in my area. I'm also an outdoors hiker. I do distance hikes, and one of the things I wanted to bring up this episode is we're getting into spring, as you can see through the window right there. We have springtime fever, as it were, and I've got a lot that I've got planned for myself in not just this channel, but in general, for streaming, and for the kids, and for my wife, and for myself in activities and things like that. And one of the best things I can tell you is to plan those things now. Don't wait. Don't delay. Now, one sec, come back. All right, so actually, case in point, that was my older brother. I had to stop recording because I didn't know if he had an emergency or something like that. But my older brother just called to tell me that him and his wife were going for a walk in the park. And it's one of those things that, yeah, they can be spontaneous, but if you're busy, you got to plan. And I've talked about this a little bit on the channel here. Every cell phone has a calendar app. You can link that calendar app to your partners or your friends, and you can have a community text message chain. Don't abuse the power. Obviously have some ounce of maturity and tact. But at the same time, like, that's how you can orchestrate going on these hikes with your friends, or working out with your friends, or going on these trips and things like that with your family members. It's a really powerful tool that people overlook quite often. And it's a very useful way to reconnect with yourself, reconnect with your significant other, stay connected to your kids, stay connected to your family. And it doesn't have to be anything more than a half hour of a walk in the park, or going to a trail and just going out in a loop and just seeing what's what. Talking while you do it, bring some water, bring some bug spray, maybe bring a granola bar for a snacky or something like that, and just, at the end of it, obviously, you should definitely have some water or something like that just to make sure you're hydrated and such. But it's good. You got out there. Great. Awesome. And, there are many ways for you to, in the springtime, plan and get the facilitation out of the way early. And then you can enjoy that freedom to do things on your own. Do your laundry, do your things like that. And it takes no more than... As you get practiced at it, it will take you no more than 10-15 minutes to send a text message, give a call. But now we're at a plot point in the game, so I'm going to diverge from that conversation. Rooks, it's no good. It won't open. I know how to open it. What? You do? Sala, I've heard that in order to get into the Stavery Tower, you need to use royal tears. You do it like this. See? She cries and the door opens. That's kind of... You can go in this way. Rooks. Sala, are you okay? Sala. I'm alright. Let's go. So, I've been trying different voices and things like that during the series as well. My older brother kind of jabbed me about it, being like, oh my gosh, those voices are terrible. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I got nothing. Alright, so now we're on floor 2. We're in new territory. There's no symbol for the door on the map, I notice. All good, though. Same monsters, which is good. I was worried that we were going to pass the threshold and get into a little bit more of a hesitant playstyle. But anyways, okay, now, so circling back to what I was talking about before. Yeah, Google Calendars or any type of apps like that are on your phones, Apple calendars and planning and things like that, or there are apps that you can get for free that you can use to plan. I encourage you guys to explore them and see what works for you guys. And let me know. And if you have any suggestions for me, let me know. Put them in the comments. I'd love to have our community talk about how they handle being a busy person and what they do to reduce stress, or what they do to plan, schedule, and work through to cultivate and continue their relationships with their significant others or family. And that way you have some ideas for yourselves as well. Me and my wife, we have our calendars linked, and she gets on me because I'm not the best about it. I'm not perfect, but she gets on me about, put it on the calendar, put it on the calendar. It doesn't exist if it's not on the calendar. And it's like, all right, fine, I'll put it on the calendar. I'll put it on the calendar. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't, because I get distracted just like you guys do. Ooh, shiny object. Ooh, what's that over there? Squirrel. Things like that. And you just get better with practice and better with time. And if you don't, then say you forgot, say you didn't do it. Don't be, what's the word I'm looking for? Making excuses. Don't make excuses. Just, be honest about, I forgot to put this on the calendar. I'm sorry, we have a dentist appointment. I'm sorry, I've got a haircut. I'm sorry, I've got my nail appointment. I've got a chiropractor appointment. I've got to take the car into the shop. I've got anything under the sun. Just use your, common decency, courtesy to let your schedule be known and planned for. And then go from there. Develop it and get the routine down, and it becomes so much easier, and you will be so much less stressed. I promise you, you will be so much less stressed. All right, now, where are we going to go? Are we going to go to the left here? Yep, let's go to the left. Dead end. Treasure chest? No treasure. Darn it. Darn it. Makes me sad. Okay, we go back this way. We go this way. Let's go this way. Feel like this is progress. Yep, I don't want to do this. I want to go back the other way. Maybe the other way is progress, and I don't know. But this is the fun factor of the game. Oh, that's stairs up. I didn't want to take them. I instantly... Oh, okay, I'm backing down. There we are. Good. I thought I was going to be in instant combat, instant story point as soon as we walk through the staircase. But okay, so this is not progress. This is potentially loot, which is good. We will do a dodge all. For 7 MP, this is a really good spell to use every single combat. Just to give us that chance to dodge the attacks. Right. Good. Now, I will tell you a little anecdote about my planning practices and how terrible I am at them. When I try and plan things, so the last major thing that I tried to plan was a wine tour with some of my friends. And I had set up a Facebook group, and I invited my friends. I told them, hey, this is our Facebook group. This is when I'm looking to do it. I gave them a month, selected a month, and say which weekend works for you guys. Please let me know. And I put a vote out there. And then people voted, and there was a significant overlap for a specific week. Not everyone could attend that week, so I just said, all right, I know a lot of you want this week, but some of you can't attend this week. I'm sorry, we'll get you on the next one. but this is the week that's selected. And if you can make it by change of schedule, then just let me know and we'll plan for it. And I go through all the steps and I go through all the setup, and then I say, okay, now, are we going to do 3, 5 wineries? Give me a number. And I put a vote out again. Are we doing 5 wineries? Are we trying to do 3 wineries? And I kept it, 3, 4, or 5, and I let people pick, because that would tell how fast we have to be at each location. And then we said we were going to do 4 wineries. And I said, okay, these are the 4 wineries that we're looking to do. Can you, do you guys have, or no, I gave a list of, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I think I gave a list of 7 different wineries. And I said, hey, okay, these are located in this side of the area. They're consecutive, so we go to the furthest one first, and then we'll work our way back to town. And if you guys have any problem with my selection, you can always give me a suggestion, and I can add it to the list. And so we voted on the wineries. I gave the call. I told them how many people we were going to have, and I made the reservations and things like that. Usually in our area, the wineries are really good about taking names as reservations without a deposit, so it wasn't too much of a hassle. It wasn't too scary to get them to go. Oh, hang on, there's a train coming through. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I'm going to let that roll through. But there it goes. Okay. So yeah, in my, and then I went through the steps of, calling the wineries and telling them, how many people we were going to have, what time we were planning to be there. And they were like, okay, great, awesome. We'll expect you and your party on this date, this time, etc. All of them had openings, and we were able to make it work. And then the week of the event, everyone had something go wrong. Everyone had some reason to cancel. Someone, I think, got into a car accident and they lost their vehicle and they needed to handle that. And I was like, absolutely, you have, something you got to handle there, like that dramatic. Thank God you're okay. Thank the maker your vehicle did what it was supposed to do and kept you safe. I'm sorry that you lost your vehicle and have to go through this heartache, but at least you're alive to do that. One of my other couple friends said they had a death in the family. That was another major thing, and it was just like, oh no, I'm so sorry. Obviously, take care of that. And that couple friend was actually related to another couple friend. So now 2 couples had the same issue and could not attend any longer. And so it was all for naught. That's the punchline of where my ramblings are going. It was all for naught. Every single one of my friends backed out, and it wound up just being me and my wife going on a wine trip to the wineries that we said we were going to go to. I was able to call and cancel the reservations so they could open up the time slots if they needed to. Some of them did not. Oh, I should have cast the other thing. Darn it. Some of them were not able to cancel and fill the time slot. So me and my wife said, you know what? Let's just go ourselves, and we did. We had a wonderful time. It was a little awkward being like, oh, okay, busy party of what was it? Party of 6 or party of 8? And it was like, nope, just 2. And they're like, what? And I explained the situation. They're like, oh, all right, I understand here. We still had to pay for our tastings, obviously. But it was just one of those funny, weird working situations where it was just a bad series of errors or a series of circumstances that we lost a lot of the people going, and so we made the best of it. And we used it as an opportunity, me and my wife, to have fun, go on a date, because we already had arrangements for our kids to be watched. So while I went through all that, I learned a lot about how setting things up can go, the tumultuous nature of dealing with people's schedules that are not in my immediate purview, and navigating that and pestering people to get back to me and commit to times and things like that. And it's a labor of love. So if you have those people in your group that are planners, that are the facilitators of getting everyone together, make sure you thank them. Make sure you honestly and earnestly thank them, because it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of energy spent. And if you don't show up and there's a circumstance that causes it to not happen, then obviously, life, it goes around. But don't don't fault them for trying, and do the best you can to make it so that you are there, you know? All right, so this is a lot of warlocks and a knight. Oh man, that one knight has got a harem of warlocks, and honestly, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna cast it. Lightning 3, it one-shots these guys. If it hits, there's a chance that it doesn't hit. But, you know, there is arguments to be made about full sending it sometimes. Just that raw display of power. Oh, no, darn it. I did it again. I instantaneously went up, and I don't want to do that. I want to continue to explore this floor. Okay, so I'm going to... So one of those... Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to assume that that's the staircase up. The only staircase up, I should say. And I'm going to assume that there are... This is a staircase down? No. Okay. $1,000. I'm glad I came back. The bugbear is being escorted by the knights. Maybe the bugbear is like... I don't know. Maybe he's like an elite bugbear or something like that. I don't know. That guy. It's not even really worth it to cast dodge all right now because there's only the knight left. Sala does more damage than Axe. Well, I guess that's because Axe doesn't really have the best weapons right now. Rooks' power increase. We get a level up. That's good. 10 HP, 7 MP, 2 strength, 3 endurance, 2 intelligence, and 3 agility. Rooks learned confused. Axe gained a level up. 11 HP, 4 MP, 4 strength, 3 endurance, 1 intelligence, 3 agility. Axe also learned flee. That's actually pretty good, because having someone else have access to it is going to be pretty helpful. Okay, so I'm going to assume that there is... Okay, I guess there is something in the middle here. I didn't think there was. So I'm doing this on purpose because the game does not announce where treasure chests are on the map. If it hits those last two, this is worth it. Okay, good, it's worth it. So the game purposefully does not announce where treasure chests are, so you have to literally look in at every wall and try and find it along the surfaces. And I know I've missed probably a few treasure chests along the way, we'll say, but just don't feel like you need to, you know, just walk across every single wall. It's just not, that's not worth it, because the game is designed, and you can kind of see the layout of the floor, to squirrel away secrets and make you look. But in that same breath, it's not going to announce if you've missed something, or if there's something that you're like. So like case in point here, I'm going to go to the left. I'm going to go all the way to the top. And we'll see. There's probably going to be more alcoves that I can go into if I go to the top, if this continues on. So I guess where my ramblings are going is the game follows some manner of logic as it sets out the floors. So there's a little alcove right here that breaks it up, and then it's like, hey, what's here? See? So there are logics to the game. So you look at the map, you can be like, oh, okay, maybe there's some treasure over here. Maybe there's some treasure over here. I haven't gone quite that far that way. And there's, yep, so this goes back to what I was talking about before. Unfortunately, you know, I'm using my meta knowledge of the game, so please forgive me. But I knew that I did not have to buy the latest and greatest weapons for Axe, because he was going to get some things in here that were his and only his. Now, I don't know. She's got the Elder Staff. Okay, so I'll hold off on giving her anything else, because I don't think that the hammer is going to be as good as the Elder Staff. Okay, so if I look this way, now you'll see that now south, there should be another alcove. Because if I go north, or not north, but if I go this way and look that way, the wall runs literally the whole length, and I know that there's nothing there. Because that's just, you know, predicting where the map's going to turn and things like that. I do the best I can. I'm not going to say I'm perfect at it. I'm not going to say I know where all the secrets or treasures are. So I'm just going to walk down this way and get to the wall And I'm going to follow the wall along and go this way. And they're perfect. And plus, also, we get into combat and we get experience and money. So, like, it's definitely not time wasted by doing this level of exploration. Use your opportunities to keep boosting your party. Because this game is also, even though you have the ability to buy those stat increases, those max stat increases, if you're leveling up, you don't need to. You absolutely don't need to. You can use the leveling up system in the game to keep pace with the monsters and keep yourself ahead of the difficulty curve. Alright, so we're going to get this right here. And, I mean, just attack. I don't want to waste any, or use any more MP than I need to. Really, only 29. He did more damage with the other thing. Oh, the axe might have an elemental thing on it. Oh, it might have earth. So the axe, yeah, with how little damage that axe did against wind monsters, it's going to do less because of the attribute system, the rock, paper, scissors kind of system they have here. Now, let's see here. Wish wand, I guess I didn't need to buy equipment for her. Well, that's unfortunate. No, not you. I believe the wish, so she's at 80 right now. $89, so better. Okay. Alright, now, got a choice to make. Go to the middle. Yeah, let's go to the middle, and then clear out this. Now, there's always going to be that argument for, like, the completionists out there to fill in the whole map. Go ahead. There's nothing stopping you. Have fun with it. It's a game. You're meant to have fun exploring, being on an adventure. Go ahead. That's not where I wanted to go. This is down, right? Yeah, I already was this way. I gotta go the other way. So I went to the wrong staircase. Alright, so we'll get ourselves to floor number 4 over there. So if I go this way, and I go this way. Oh no! Monsters! Rawr! I want to see how much you do to the orcs now. Can you one-shot them? You can. Okay, so it definitely has an attribute associated with the weapon. It's probably earth. With how much, how little, I should say, damage it did to the wind attribute monsters. We will put dodge all on everyone. Do. Yeah, good. And then we'll have you actually fight the wind attribute monsters because your weapon doesn't have an attribute, or at least it's not an obvious attribute associated with it. Now I'm curious. Okay, there's nothing. Yep, okay, nothing here. Excuse me. And then stairs up. Cool. Awesome. All right, well, I'm going to call this episode here, but I'm going to keep playing. Busy Gamer Dad, doing our Arcana playthrough. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff if you feel so inclined. Regardless, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, and we will see you next episode. We're on the tower, Stavery Tower, floor number 4. Later.